Hello and welcome everybody. This is match 3 of 6 for the preliminaries for TI3, and upcoming match is Fnatic EU versus Zenith. The game should be in progress very shortly, so we'll do a very quick introduction of the team. I am Merlini, and this is my buddy Purge Gamers.
That's me. That felt really good. Wow. Ooh.
Oh.
So
Okay.
We'll take a look at the teams quick.
So, yeah, you want to introduce
This is
lineups?
not Icy. No, go for it. This is
Okay.
your turn.
Well, Ice, he did perform very well in the solo championship tournament. He has actually switched from the offlane role into the one role, and it looks like most of the heroes in the thing are offlane role, but he plays a pretty strong carry. One of the core heroes, core players for Zenith.
Yep. Next player is going to be Yamata. He used to be on Orange, at least he was last year. Very talented player. Plays their mid role.
No.
What?
Oh.
No, it's okay.
I was about to say,
We almost had a freak out accident. Sorry about that. Yamata is their 2 role. Let's go to their next player. I believe it's Sen Sheng. Unless if my eyes are working now, that's X, I think.
Kawa, next.
Kawa.
oh, really?
Okay, XY. There we go. 3 role off lane. Very good player. 4 role.
He has switched
Let's
with
keep it
Ice.
running. X Freedom is. Oh, he was playing. He swapped with Ice.
Oh, he did?
No longer. No,
Is
the
it-
last guy. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, XY did. Yeah. So X Freedom, he likes to cut past the Freedom using Tree with Quelling Blade. And that's one of the things that he's actually known for. I'm surprised it's not on there, but it looks like Chen, Tusk, and Wisp as his 3 popular heroes. And last but not least, we have Ice. Just single Ice, not Icy, the 5-player for Team Zenith to round out the lineup. Just plays hard support, Shaker, Shadow Demon, and Keeper of Light. And on the other side, we have Fnatic EU, the Finnish, Swedes, Scandinavians, German people.
Europe!
And Israeli.
Europe. Well, not all. Not anyway. Anyways, so we have the one player, Era. He played a fantastic Lifestealer. I believe
Yeah.
that's the only hero that we've seen him play thus far in TI3, and it was reminiscent of pre 6.78 Lifestealer.
Yeah, it was
and
really
we see
sick.
Hani solo mid. He also played a fantastic. I believe it was DK today. Just plays very well in those snowball-ish mid roll heroes. And then on the number 3 role, the offlane, we have Trixie. Plays a pretty mean bounty hunter. I believe he
Great clockwork. earlier
Great
today.
clockwork. Yeah, fantastic clockwork. And then on the 4 roll, we have No Tail. Sometimes Meepo, not as 4, but it is one of his characteristic heroes.
Next assassin today was on point.
Yeah, he did play really good.
Yeah,
Next assassin.
Fnatic EU has been on fire. Well, they were on fire in the earlier series today. And on the 5 roll, we have Fly. So,
See? Commando, Krav Maga.
There it is. I see it. You weren't lying.
yeah. So, predictions for this matchup, I believe Fnatic's going to take it 2-0, especially judging by their performance earlier today versus Navi.
Yeah, I would completely agree. I think Fnatic's definitely the better team. I expect them to maybe hit top 4 now. So
Yeah, but before the performance versus Navi, I'll probably say 1-1,
Yeah,
just
I
because
would've-
I don't really know that much about him. But after seeing performance today, I'm pretty solid in my conviction.
Yep,
for that
I
it's
would-
going to be a 2-0.
I would completely agree. So draft is underway. Let's head it over to LD and Luminous. Guys, have fun with the game.
Alright, we'll hop inside.
Zenith's turn
right now
to
because the
bat.
draft is underway. Hi, I'm LD. He's Lumi. Here we go. And Fnatic, they've gotten Wisp. We've seen Wisp can be beaten, but I think Fnatic's Wisp is much stronger and scarier than Quantix.
So this is I guess, a different variation of how the draft normally goes. Sometimes they say, all right, we're the team with the second picks, so we'll ban out both the Wisp and then the Bat. Some teams with the second pick say, you know what, we'll leave both heroes in. You get one, we'll get the other. And surprisingly, Zenith took the Bat over the Wisp. Well, maybe not so surprising because the Southern East Asian team and the Chinese team don't really use that Wisp.
Zenith does play some Wisp. I don't think it's particularly strong, but they have run it in the past. I think before we go too far, Lumi, we gotta
Okay.
make our predictions.
Sure.
So for me, I mean, having seen this draft, I'd say I think Fnatic should take at least one game
Okay.
because I think they'll take the game with the Wisp.
So right, this game.
It wouldn't shock me if Zenith took one, but I will lean towards Fnatic 2-0. They've come out hot, they've come out strong, and if you take down Navi 2-0, that's gonna give you some swag cred heading into game number.
I'm
into your next
going
series.
I'm going with the swag cred as well. I'm gonna say 2-0 Fnatic and
Okay, we've all predicted Fnatic, so you guys should immediately go and bet your rares on Zenith if it's not too late. The bets may have closed by now.
it's probably closed.
Yeah, but
And
Five
in the
seconds
future,
remaining.
try and get here faster so you can hear our bets and then bet the other direction. So Zenith now ban out the Enchantress as well as the Chen, and it looks to me like they just really want to take some really aggressive fights in the laning stage here.
yeah, also obviously with Era playing on the Lifestealer so well, they did not go back to pick for it. I mean, they had an option to do so. The pick stage went Bat, Wisp, and then Razor. So it's a hero that they're at least somewhat afraid of.
I don't think Fnatic should go Lifestealer here. Not against Razor and Batrider.
Against Batrider, I think it's okay. Like, sure.
Well, I
mean,
think
we
it's-
saw him beat the 1v1 lane matchup.
Yeah, I think it's the combo though, because you'll probably get either lassoed and or static linked, and if both of those happen at once, then you are just you're just a well of power for this Razor to draw upon.
And Razor is gonna have to be drawing it in terms of like a different place out, different heroes that Fnatic have to draft. I do really like the Wisp Weaver combo, if you call it that, because allows your Weaver to dive so far in by itself, and then your Wisp just go hyper tether mode and just go chasing all of the playing
Yeah,
field.
she goes full Goku mode with
Yeah.
that combo, or it does. But I mean, it actually seems like a very weak combo, right? Because normally you want a tanky strength carry that's got a stun, who throws in the stun, then you get your tether combo. But Weaver is surprisingly strong with this.
Morph
and
pickers.
This is,
Morph pickers.
This is something we've seen from Fnatic. Era's Morphlane actually is one of his signature heroes. We recently updated. Didn't used to be something Fnatic ran, but they're one of the teams that run Morphlane better than almost anyone right now in the current scene, and they're more willing to pick it than most. So they get a Morph now, and, well, this is going to be interesting for Zenith. They don't have that many stuns, and this is a Lincoln Sphere game if I've ever seen one.
Jesus.
You Lincolns out of that Naga net, you Lincolns out of that lasso, even the static link, not getting your damage drained. If Fnatic get their Lincoln Spheres up, Zenith are going to be in some trouble.
And a Timbersaw.
Wow! What is this Dota?
Actually, this is going to be your solo mid Timbersaw, very likely. The European teams have been trying that particular out. We
Who-
saw Mushi play it today as well.
Does Timber do well mid against Razor? Because I would think he does not.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine that's where the Razor is going to be, is mid.
I mean, there's a possibility that
Could be a tri-lane Razor.
offensive trialing top against a Morphling, but you're not going to get any kill against that lane. So Timbersaw, so, I mean, it could be a long lane Timbersaw. That's always a thing in the past.
So if you're Fnatic here, do you want your Timbersaw matched up against Batrider? Is that your goal?
I'm honestly very confused about this bit.
I mean, we've seen Timbersaw in the right lanes can just completely crush. Any melee hero is generally going to have a hard time against him because of the way that the Whirling Blade works. You're always going to be able to reduce their base stats and limit their damage. But Batrider, I would assume, can kite him a lot. And you might not kill Timbersaw, but you can farm pretty well. And then obviously Razor just steals your damage and will just right-click you.
Actually, I think he's actually pretty good against Batrider. Like, the Whirling Death really prevents the creep wave from going towards your tower, and generally that's when you get dove upon, especially on the mid lane. You could pick up Magic Stick. The Harass is going to be somewhat annoying to deal with, but you have reactive armor. You get 2 points of that, and you actually right-click on the Batrider on purpose to draw the creep aggro, and get those armor charges up, and get the regen. So,
The one thing that bothers me for Fnatic, they have one stun, the real stun, and that's a tether stun. Sure, you've got your
it's
Adaptive
impressive.
Strike.
There you go. There's some stunning coming out. Malefist, Black Hole.
Black hole.
That's a lot of pressure on Enigma this game, I feel.
I'm trying to see some sort of synergy coming out from Fnatic's lineup, but I cannot find it.
This is very... well, they've certainly surprised Zenith. I mean, if you're playing Zenith, like, this is where you have to show your cojones, right? You think you pick weird? No, we pick weirder.
Right.
And I'd say Fnatic is winning the weird picks build.
I mean, how scary actually is Wisp bringing in Timbersaw into a fight? That's pretty scary, right? I mean, it ain't CK Wisp, but it's
I mean, there's some very cute combos for the Wisp in this game. I don't think that's an issue here.
Okay.
If Fnatic get through this laning stage, their mid game is insufferable. Just absolutely insufferable. You do not want to have to play against this Fnatic team in the mid game without a massive lead.
this is also a Naga farming game.
This is going to be a fun game.
I'm just so confused with this draft.
This is an Ice Naga Siren. If you have not seen his Naga before, you are in for a treat. I think he's the best Naga player in the world.
Why do you say that?
Best micro player.
Okay.
Even I think as no tail beat.
Wow.
They're close.
Okay.
They're two of the best micro players. But Ice, he is always active with his illusions. He scouts. He farms 3 or 4 jungle camps, at least 1 or 2 lanes at all times, depending on where he is on the map. Constantly split pushing. It's a one-position Naga, it looks like, most likely. And that puts probably a solo mid-Razor and an off-lane Bat. So I don't actually know if a one-position Naga can out-carry a Morphlane Weaver. Like, I don't think they'll just win in a farm war.
He can't go Radiance either. Generally, that's the predominantly the most carry-based build. But if you go Radiance against a Morphling, he'll sell it for free. So I'm
That's true.
not sold on this particular draft from Zenith.
Yeah, it actually feels to me like Fnatic may have outdrafted them, but it all depends on how the lanes develop.
Well, we'll see. Fnatic's going to be going on the top lane as a team right now to get off a couple of wards. We do have Notel leading the pack on that Wisp. Hani's going to be playing our Timbersaw. We have Era playing the Morphling. Trixie's going to be playing the Weaver. And Fly seems to be a jungle Enigma, although he could be going on the Suicide lane as well.
Yeah, 5 clarities to start for Fly. That's Team Fnatic. They 2-0'd Na'Vi, and this is their second match of the group stages. I believe they will play one more today, coming up a bit later on. As for Zenith, they went 1-1 in their first match, and on the C team of Zenith, we've got the captain, you've got the hot dog, you have a player who looked really strong in the solo championships yesterday, Ice on the Naga Siren Ice, handling your Jakiro. Your Rubik going to be handled by X Freedom. The solo mid will be Yamate. As Merlini and Purge mentioned, they did swap roles. XY used to be the mid, Yamate the carry, and Ice the offlaner. That's not the case anymore, and that leaves XY as the safe lane solo bat.
Well, and I don't see any kind of interesting item choices aside from Yamate actually getting boots first on the mid lane. So he got pulled a couple of regen and just went boots, GG branch, and particularly, what is this about? I'm not really understanding it. I mean, if you're expecting a bad mid, or sorry, who do you expect mid? I guess Timbersaw? I don't know. I'm confused.
I don't think either team really knows what to expect, to be honest. This is very cute by Notel, though. He's tethering the front creep, so it's going to run in first. It's going to push the lane out. That creep's going to die immediately,
Nice.
and then the lane's going to bounce back. So very creative use of tether in the mid lane. They're going to dual lane mid against Razor. Will this work? Who knows? I haven't seen the matchup before, but I guess the nice thing here is your Wisp is at very low chance of dying.
Well, Yamate whiffs a link. I mean, the idea behind that is that when he links you, you basically just tether and run away a little bit faster. But Yamate has boots, so I don't think that it will even work. And generally, the idea is, oh, I'll link a Morphling and Wisp will right-click back at me. Yeah, Yamate don't care about Wisp right-clicking him. He'll right-click back at the Wisp.
Yeah.
I don't know what this lane is supposed to accomplish.
Well, I think the main thing is the Wisp dodges the tri-lane, because that is a very scary tri-lane from Zenith. You have so much lockdown that I don't know if tether's even enough to save you. That is 3 of the best laning disables in the game.
Well, we're going to see Ice making the rotation mid-lane on the Jakiro, so this should be somewhat a more even matchup. But to be honest, Jakiro's not really that good of a laning support. He has very low range as physical harass.
Yeah, he doesn't harass. He just nukes.
Actually, Tether is going to stun through, and with the Wisp Balls and Ice really taking a ton of damage.
No
really
tell.
good play here from Yamate, taking the damage away from Era.
Both supports dropping very low there, and this actually could be a potentially very high kill potential lane. There's a lot of burst damage from these heroes. If Jakiro gets caught by a tether stun, he's in a lot of trouble. It's going to be fun in that lane. On the side of Zenith, though, dual laning against Hani's Timbersaw. Generally, when you lane against Timbersaw, you really want to tri-lane against that hero, because otherwise, most combos just can't do anything to him. And the thing is, the more you right-click him, the harder he is to kill. I don't think they have nearly enough burst to kill Hani, and that to me is a big problem, because he's 1v2, and he's going to get good farm, and he's not dying.
Oh yeah, definitely. You see that Hani just leveling up that reactive armor. He knows there's no way with this magic stick taking up, with the fact that he has a stout shield, and already still decent amount of regen left. X Freedom should not be doing what he's doing right now, because he could walk straight up to X Freedom and just whirling death, and X Freedom takes way more damage than he could ever dish out.
Every time you hit him, he's gaining armor. It's just painful to watch.
Thanks for the free regen.
Yeah, thanks for the free regen as well. You cannot right-click harass that hero with supports. The way to kill him is burst damage, usually with a tri-lane with nukes, but they don't want to have to devote a tri-lane because they want a dual lane mid to deal with this dual lane from Fnatic. So because of that, then, we should look at the other lane, I guess, which is Batrider versus Trixie on the Weaver. 1v1 for now. They're thinking about going on Hani, not committing yet, but hard for Batrider to get a kill here unless you catch the Weaver with Sakuchi down. Maybe going to go for a Flame Break now.
Just
No,
token
just
harass.
harassment from XY.
Yeah. Now we do have offensive jungling coming out from Enigma, and with that kind of tipping the scale, I really
if
think
he comes mid.
or bot, right? I mean, you really could set up easy kills. In fact, I think Fnatic has set up 2 of their lanes to win with that Enigma offensive jungling, and of course, that top lane is not going to die. So, in theory, on paper, Fnatic wins all 3 lanes.
Yamate, this could be a first blood. Arrow's chasing forward. He's got a wave for him, not going yet. They're probably telling Fly, come mid or come bottom soon. We can get a kill in either lane.
Yeah. So it should be pretty good. Yamate dropping precariously low. Where's the waveform? I mean, waveform into tether stun and all the spirits. It's surprisingly a ton of damage. It looked pretty cool in that initial engagement.
And now X Freedom has realized that Enigma is not in the dire jungle. He's gone through. He's cleared out all the camps. He's heading towards mid. Fnatic will get backstabbed here, but Their lane, I feel, has much lower chance of getting a kill. No-tail still has tether. He can always tether to a creep. He has tethered forward.
Uh-oh.
Now the
Lift,
wave back.
lift.
No lift available. No-tail a bit too fast. Gets out safely. And now here comes your first gank of the game. It's XY bottom lane. First blood to Fnatic. They were caught with their pants down by the offensive jungle Enigma.
Yep.
Great movement from Fly.
Yeah, Malefice, you know, getting the recent buff really made a difference there. It just stun, stun, stun. 3 stun for sure. And now he's going to look for a rune. Regen, please, he says. Settle for a haste.
I do like
Huh? Awkward.
Hex Freedom picking up. Lifting Fly up onto the cliff now.
Awkward.
No tangos. No Quelling Blade. He's stuck there for a bit.
Okay.
He doesn't have any points in, what's it called? Midnight
Uh-oh.
Pulse? Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
There's no Firefly. It's cooling down. But Fly is in a lot of trouble. You don't want to Flame Break him here. You might pull him off the cliff. There's a tether available from No-Tail. A tether up.
Oh, what
tether
a play!
forward.
What a
Trixie's here.
play!
XY, he thought he had an easy kill. Fly.
What a player!
Oh, my God.
So many plays, can't hold them in my hands. No-Tail's got no hands on this hero.
And that's why Wisp is pretty good.
Oh,
How many other supports could actually get in there and do something? I don't think any.
no. I guess a Pudgy hook him down, but
I like how Zenith gave up on the dual lane at least. They did rotate the Rubik off, because Rubik literally all he does is make the Timbersaw stronger in the lane.
right. So, I mean, you play this as a 1v1 matchup, and to be honest,
Naga
Timbersaw
does
wins that one.
Naga does okay here, though.
I mean, Naga's low base damage, right? Timbersaw comes in, zones the creep, and he could start like right-clicking creeps for aggro and still get that 8 armor. You can see how he has constantly 8 HP regen per second. He's gonna out-regen Naga.
Yeah, the thing is with Naga, though, with the 10-second cooldown.
Oh, he's going for the
Oh,
kill.
no,
Wow.
not when he's level 6 already.
Yeah.
See, that's scary. Because they dual lane against him, he's level 6. Ice is only level 4. So now hits 5, but
I mean, if he gets the arcane boots, Ice is in huge trouble, right?
yeah, I would say so, yeah. Especially with this. I think if it was a true 1v1, it would have been okay, but when you it actually hurt them having Rubik there.
Well, we'll see how Hani. I mean,
If you're
Fnatic-
Ice, you just spam Riptide and hang on for your life.
he's out of mana right now. Like I mean, Zenith is losing all 3 lanes, and they're losing it badly.
That's fair to say. Fnatic are winning all 3 lanes.
Yeah.
We can actually check that. Gold, experience, as you'd expect. They are.
Yeah.
They're winning in terms of CS, and they are running a jungle Enigma, so you can really, when you run jungle Enigma, that hero jungle's so fast that it's almost like running 4 lanes. If you're doing well in the other ones, he's getting free farm and levels, and he's ganking as well.
He's got a smoke of the seat. Is that?
I like this a lot.
Is he making the level 1 Roche? If he does a level 1 Roche, I'm gonna lose it because this is amazing.
I don't think it's for level 1 Roche. I mean, it could be, but
Yeah, it definitely can.
it could be, but I think just being able to gank with him is more than enough. Because if you think about it, all Fly, well, maybe he is. Level 6. It looks like a black hole with him. He's heading straight towards mid. Yamate in a bit of trouble here. Illusions. Fly. Everything converging. Not a good time to go, but they do have that wave tether stun.
Oh,
Ice
Malefice.
Pass there. Clips 2. No Malefice from Fly. It is cooling
There
down
is
now.
no, he used it on Ice already. Ice in huge trouble. Couple more right clicks gonna do it. Unfortunately, don't get to kill the tower now. Focusing on Enigma. Yamate comes forward. Era down to about half HP. Big flame break pushing him back. Is that gonna be the first kill? No.
Tether.
Bottle tether regen. Is this your OP or what?
Well, great usage of the Wisp. I think that's the key. Arrow might fall, though, here. Still chasing his Yamate. There's not
Oh,
enough. to
the
bring it down.
links against No-Tail.
No-Tail still.
Tether.
Come on. It's just silly.
Era bought the bottle for No-Tail, and No-Tail is just grabbing all the runes and getting all the regens for Era, so that's fine.
The one nice thing about having Bottle on Wisp as well is if you have it on the main hero, it can just be canceled by taking damage. But
Right.
if the Wisp isn't the one being focused, she can heal you safely. Like, if the Morphling had the Bottle there, I don't think Era would have been able to heal, but because No-Tail had it, he was.
And now, I mean, generally when you see a Wisp in the game, you talk about level 6, level 6. How's he doing in terms of level? 4.5 in the mid lane, not too bad. Able to pick up a kill for his team as well. Very decent.
I mean, it's not incredible, but then you consider.
Oh, they're gonna set up
no.
kill. That's a kill in the mid
Oh,
lane.
no.
Like, they just come out of nowhere.
See, this is what we mean when we say that Fnatic just have a better Wisp than Quantic. Like, you can talk about, oh, Wisp is broken or whatever, and I mean, that's a discussion for another day, I think. Hero is what it is, but Fnatic really know how to use this hero. They're very versatile with the way they lane it. They can combo it with almost anything. I mean, to me, that's the side of a team that I would not want to give Wisp. I think it was okay to give a team like Quantic Wisp because, first of all, I don't think Quantic executed particularly well, and Rattlesnake also had a very clear strategy to deal with it. It doesn't feel like Zenith do.
Yeah, but to be honest, this is just really creative. I mean, have we ever seen Morphling Wisp on the mid lane? It's just something new, something
Maybe
different.
someone's seen it, but we haven't.
Right, and now the Timbersaw who's winning up top. The offense, like, every part of this strategy from Fnatic just looks good. Like, they have mid-game, they have team fight, now they're pushing up top. It's hard to actually defend against a Timbersaw. Because Timbersaw go around you. Meanwhile, but back in the mid lane, Yamate in huge trouble. He's going to link up against Era. Sure, you make that over-commitment, you make that over-dive. You have the overcharge. You have the bottle on the back line. You have Strength Morph. You're not going to die.
And the thing is, we both give Fnatic an overwhelming advantage in the mid game and the late game here. I think that's pretty clear. Zenith very mid game centric, and even laning centric to some extent, and they're not doing well in that stage of the game. You have to wonder, what is their plan B here? Do they have one?
I mean, what does a Naga do without farm? That's a question. Sometimes she gives you a drum. Sometimes she goes maybe a Vid booster and start taking some team fight. You have some kind of good utility spells in a song. Maybe you get a Bat Rider or a quick blink and you just start picking people all over the map. But these are just, it's not synergistic. And that's why I never really understood what Zenith want to do with the draft. So I'm just confused in how they could recover.
Yeah, I think that's the interesting thing with Zenith, is sometimes, I mean, to me, the style that really sticks out to me for Zenith, that I always sort of harken back to when I think about this team and what kind of a team they are, is split push. You have XY on Tinker, Ice on Naga Siren, and maybe you back it up with, say, a Nature's Prophet for Yamate, or even a strong team fighting hero like Gyro, who can scale with farm, but can also fight fairly early. Relocate top lane. We'll hold that thought. Yamate, oh boy. See ya, buddy. But Zenith, to me, that was their signature style, and they've really gone away from it. Sometimes I feel like they're just picking heroes for the sake of being creative, and I'm sure there is a game plan, but it's not clear what it is.
Yeah, and the more I see this Wisp Morphling, the more impressed I am with it. Yeah, like, dare I say, move over CK Wisp, because the waveform has so much chasing power. There's so much burst damage. You don't have as much stun. But you do have more burst damage a little bit later on if you want to add a shotgun or the Adaptive Strike. It's also a lot harder to kill the Morphling as well.
Morphling can also push the lane effectively, so it makes it easier to secure runes. And I think the big thing is he benefits hugely from the tether regen. Because you bottle charge, that gives him more mana either to wave or to morph. He benefits from the HP regen and the mana regen so incredibly much, whereas CK, generally it's just mostly a little bit of mana coming his way.
Oh,
so
they see Yamate?
A lot of synergy here. I don't know if it's better than CK Wisp. I think the point is Wisp is good with a lot of heroes, and add Morphling to that list.
Yeah. I am sold. I'm convinced. Yamate, though, in the mid lane. Got to be very careful. We do see a TP rotation. Do they believe they could set up a gank here with the song? They're thinking about it.
They need to do something. There's your song. They'll prep it. They've got an Ice Path. It's only level 3. No Macro Pyre available. Who do you lasso first? They're walking towards the tether. Flame Breakers there. Rather Firefly. They need a lasso. They get one on Era. But from the backside comes Hani. Era's still alive. He finally goes down. They use their big combo. They pick up 2 in the end.
Oh, they see Trixie as well. Trixie time lapse back here right in the fire. But
should be okay.
I think so. The Flame Break's going to bring him back, and he's going to be out of his very soon.
Remember, there's still a black hole here, and Tani's not even dead yet. He's coming forward. He'll leap in. He's got another chakram cooling down. He gets stunned by the Ice Path. Still, Fly looking for a black hole. Malefice is there. They found one. Wisp back into the fight. Relocates in. Gets another. They get 2. They use everything for it, and then they end up losing 3.
Yeah, it should be okay as well. Hani's going to get the trip back home, I think. No, No-Tail didn't even take him back. But
Hani has a soul booster.
Okay, we're at 12 minutes in. Hani has a soul booster. We just saw the song initiation, and that didn't do anything. They killed No-Tail. Did No-Tail even buy back? No, he didn't. He just respawned and just teleported back for a successful team fight. And they're going to get a tier 1, perhaps even tier 2. Fnatic is rolling this game hard.
Yeah, I didn't expect them. I wasn't sure how well the laning stage would go for them, but if they ever got to this point, I mean, it's pretty obvious they should just dominate the game from there. You have Enigma, so you have overwhelming team fight superiority if you get off Black Hole, and you have Wisp, so the enemy team can't really rely on split push against you. It boxes Zenith into this corner where there's almost nothing they can do.
I mean, I don't think really the Black Hole is what's doing it. I actually think it's a Malefice. It's a conversions that he's been doing, just ganking, pushing.
Well, up until now. But I'm saying, at this point, you have Black Hole and you have Wisp. So you win team fights, most likely, and you win if they try to split push.
In theory, things like Song and Flame Break and Ice Path will cancel the Black Hole, but it's just one more thing you have to worry about, because the Wisp Morphling on its own is already very dangerous. We have a Timbersaw that you can't ignore because he's just killing your entire team. So I just think that right now Zenith is just getting completely overwhelmed. And you know what the cool thing that we haven't really talked about too much is that Wisp Morphling, not only are they global, Morphling has replicates, so he's like just doubly global. Does that even make any sense? They are everywhere where they want to be and where they need to be.
He's extraterrestrial, Remy. That's what he is.
Is he the space owl? Is he also?
He's the actual space creature.
Wow. We're gonna see a gank attempt up top.
Spearbreaker walks the ground.
Yeah, ganking Timbersaw. Good luck.
Well, now the relocate comes. They want to turn this one around. No-Tail, however, bursted down in a hurry, dodges away from the ice pad. That might have killed him. Nice juke. Era still chasing forward, waving over the top. There's your tether stun. Yep. One's dead. If you go on a Wisp team, you'd better have an exit strategy. And in the end, they do get the one counter kill. Not too awful for Zenith, but remember, Zenith grouped as 5 to do that, and they didn't get a kill. And now they'll try and go in, but Fly's got mech. Fly has, BK, or rather a black hole. Be very careful about how you engage. They do it right, and they kill him off, but they'll lose another. Yamate to fall, and Trixie's on the hunt, and all of a sudden, No-Tail says, I can be right back whenever you need me. Tethers in, jams it in, Spidey in the house. Hani summoning his inner Peter Parker here.
Man, Tether plus Timber Chain, and then we have Morph and Tether. It's just like so many ways to get right on top of people and applying a 2-second stun. You said that there is only one stun before they pick up the Enigma. But apparently that one stun is all you need, because that is a 2-second stun that will land all the freaking time.
I just imagine No-Tail, if anyone is familiar with Jerry Seinfeld, American comedian, he is pretty well known for having like an enormous collection of cars. I think it's like several hundred or something. That's what I feel like No-Tail. No-Tail has a garage full of cars. He can travel around the Morphling, Waveform can set up your tether stuns, Trixie's got Sakuchi to access to, and then of course you have Hani with the Timber Chain. It's like, which awesome vehicle do you want to take out for a spin today? No-Tail's got his pick.
He gets around, man.
Yeah, he gets around too.
Yeah. Well, No-Tail's gonna pick himself a Urn of Shadows.
I mean, he really does get around. Like, all those back rubs. You know Era's not the only one getting one.
Oh, God.
How much do you have to pay for a No-Tail back rub? Is that something that Valve will ever sell in the Dota 2 store?
Well, we're gonna see it relocate right now, and XY is gonna get a back rub, but not the one that he wants. Waveform forward? No, Song of the Siren being used defensively. Okay, but, you know.
Oh, but beautiful jukes by No-Tail. Dodging away, and Hani's thinking even about going in, but relocate's off, so they'll back off.
I mean, trading your Song for a relocate, that's what Zenith did way back, and this is 6 or 7 months ago when some Asian teams sometimes use Wisp. They will always pick Naga as a counter, and it makes sense. But, you know, that's not really solving too much of the issue, to be honest.
Fnatic's leading 10-3, Lumi, and I just want to say the pennant count for them seems to be climbing rather rapidly. If you guys didn't know and you want to support some of your favorite teams, you can buy a pennant for them. And if you're confident they'll do well at TI3, you can also buy a compendium and give them some extra prize pool. But pennant is a guaranteed way to support these teams, and so far it seems like Fnatic. Zenith is kind of a fan favorite from Southeast Asia, one of the more popular Asian teams, but it's all Fnatic fans watching this one, buddy.
Oh, man. I
mean, doubling Zenith.
Yeah, now you're just going to get the Aegis on your Morphling, and he's not even going shotgun. I'm disappointed here. Like, this is the perfect game to go shotgun, right?
Yeah, I think so. You can Manta dodge the Naganet. That's okay.
You can't.
Yeah, no.
You could do when it's flying at you. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just Manta when it's coming in, but you have to time it right.
You cannot Manta out after you ensnare, so that's the...
I hate the fact that they changed that from Dota 1.
Yeah.
I think Ensnare's plenty strong as it is.
There's a couple of anti-mage games where I just went full rage mode.
Yeah, where you went full Eternal Envy mode.
Yeah. Shout out to Eternal Envy.
Shout out to your buddy.
Yeah, roll to TI4, guys.
And, I mean, so Fnatic right now, this game looks obviously very good for them. They lead by about 12k gold. They lead by about 10k experience. They've got amazing team fight. Once Enigma gets BKB, there's 2 ways to cancel it, but I mean, even if he doesn't get off Black Hole, they have amazing burst. They've got great split push. They've got more late game for terms of damage output, so it looks good for them right now.
Oh, and they're just diving full force. Look at that Tether with the waveform, but here comes the Batrider. He wants No-Tail dead, and they are going to get No-Tail Grace Steal here from Freedom. They're looking for Era. Era's going to be dead here. I think this is...
That's Aegis. They just fed away an Aegis. They fed away a Wisp. There is no buyback. The Ice Path's there. The prep is on. There is a waveform available for Era, waving forward, trying to escape out, but XY blinking over the top. This was so unnecessary. If it doesn't work, but there's the turnaround.
Timbersaw by himself is single-handedly zoning everybody out. Morphling survives.
Can't stop any TPs. An Aegis and a Wisp down for a push. Yeah. They'll push top.
I mean, sure there was a relocate gank or a gank simply that just went wrong.
I mean, let's be honest. That was a horrible engagement, but because they had Aegis and because that Morphblade is so damn hard to kill, it doesn't end up being
kill on Yamate. Yamate down to about half HP to Maleficent, doing so much damage. And guess what? They're saying, you got to kill on me. I'm coming right back. Era with the right clicks with the Black Hole. Ice dropping low. He doesn't have Song right now. And Timber Chain from afar, 40 KS. Didn't they just die like 2 seconds ago?
Wisp did not have buyback there. Just respawn and relocates right back into the fight. And now you have 2 outer towers against a Wisp. How do you leave your base?
I mean,
I don't know. Morphling. There's the replicates that you mentioned. Morphling can just go farm if he wants, and you can relocate someone else in. And then Replicate can pop the Morphling into the fray. And Fnatic, 19 minutes in, have said, we're going to take this game 1. We're going high ground. 13-4 is your score. They are really crushing through Zenith. Zenith, 1-1 so far in Group A. Or rather Group B, but... Or is it Group A? It's Group A, I think.
Group A. Group
But
A.
looking like they might quickly fall to 1 and 2.
Yeah, I mean, the items are just worlds apart. On one side, you have the mid player that has the drums. On the other side, there's Yasha, and now how much gold? Oh, Era's 1,800 gold, so he's going to have Lincoln Sphere, or not Lincoln Sphere, the Mantis out in about 1,000. If you look at Hani right now, he's got 2k in his bank after a completed Bloodstone. He can get whatever
Get
he
those
wants.
bots. Get those bots. You got a Wisp? You'll be everywhere.
I mean,
I actually think it would be nice for him just to get some kind of lockdown, though, to be honest.
so I guess, what, a Basher? Because why not, right?
With this, I mean, I love Timbersaw, but look at those attacks.
Look, I don't see the issue.
You don't see an issue.
Late game, you could Timber in and for Abyssal stun.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, buddy.
You need some lockdown.
2,700 gold. Shivas would be great here. You know, one thing that's really cool about Timbersaw is he's great against illusion-based heroes.
Yeah.
At least if you're up against PL and he gets enough illusions and he just mono burns, you maybe not. But against Naga, well, first of all, Ice, he's trying to farm a Radiance at this point, but those illusions are just going to die instantly.
Wait, how is he farming a Radiance against Morphling? Like, how?
Relocate. They want the courier. No, they want Yamate, but
Yamate's moving quick.
I think they'll get nothing here.
Yeah, they won't find him.
Meanwhile, though, bottom lane, the real action breaks out. They've gone in on Hani, but be careful what you wish for. Era and Hani, 2v4 in the enemy team. Oh no, they've lost 2. Hani going man mode. He'll Spidey to the north. They're still hanging on. They dropped the Chakram as well.
Suicide?
He's almost... Oh, didn't use that.
Where's the suicide?
It's very hard to remember to use that, to be honest. It's like so hard to just... That's such a weird thing that Ice Frog added, but... I don't know. I can relate to Hani not suiciding there.
And he's got a Breach of Travel, and he's right back. Didn't he just die? Now he's back in the mid lane against Yamate. Round 2. Here we go. Yamate's on the run, but the Malefic's doing so much work. And one more spell. Not even necessary because Fly, big deeps.
And once again, Trixie gets to do what he loves, which is not fight. Just go split push on the Weaver.
Yeah.
We saw the same build from him last time around, and he'll go for it again. And truthfully, in this kind of a game where all you have to do is live through burst and you have late game secured, this build is great. You get a Radiance, and oh, they will lasso him though. They might be able to kill a Trixie off here. No!
The Flame Ray pushes him back out, and the fire damage.
That hurts. When you can't even kill the Weaver, man.
I mean,
That's when you throw in the towel.
I mean, that's why you say I go Hood, I go Vid Booster, and a Magic Wand with Strength Rest turned on, right? Like, that's the build. That's designed to do this.
16-5, 21 minutes in.
But my question is, how is Ice going Radiance against a Morphling? Isn't that just asking for trouble? Because he gets a free Radiance instantly.
Well, I guess the good news is Weaver's gonna have one soon anyway, so you won't. They won't stack.
Then it's just double Radiance strat. Like,
Yeah.
you don't beat that.
Why did you say it differently?
Radiance?
Radiance. You tried to make it sound like a fancy French fruit or something.
Well, it's Radiance. I seen a video where an entire team in a pub game got 5 Radiance,
Yeah.
and the entire game they kept screaming Radiance. So that's where I got it.
I'm a little oh, relocate again. We're at it again. Yamate gets caught out. There's a wave over the top, and yeah.
Oh.
Well, he'll keep on running. He's
Well,
alive.
Song? Okay, all right.
This is the nice thing about Song is you can use it to stop the relocate ganks. The problem though is these cost you nothing if they don't work. You just go right back
Well,
to farming.
there's a cooldown, you know.
Yeah, but the Song's cooling down too.
I guess so.
Why are you so reluctant?
I mean, I like the way that Rattlesnake deal with Wisp yesterday. Is when the Wisp comes in, you kill it, right? Just
Yeah, I don't.
give it the middle finger. Like, you come in here, you want to mess with us, we'll mess you back. The song is like, all right, we don't want to fight. That ain't manly enough. The cojones, not there.
Cojones.
Okay, that.
Because I speak really good Spanish. I actually did not take Spanish.
I did, and that's the sad part.
That's why I called my female cat El Gato.
I see.
It's actually my roommate Drew's nickname for the cat. But I mean, at this point, there's not a whole lot to discuss. It's pretty much just Fnatic. They can split push. They can go for relocate ganks, and Zenith, all they can do is sit back on maybe a fifth of the map, if that.
I mean, we are kind of casting in a way that to say Fnatic is so far ahead. Is there a conceivable way where Zenith just kind of just hold on to their last couple of towers and then just turtle?
Fnatic have to throw. They need to throw epically. That's it.
I mean,
Barring a monumental, catastrophic throw, there is no way. There is no way that Zenith wins this game.
now, the relocate gang's not going to work anymore because the Song Siren is there, in theory, right? And then also, you know that the Timber Chain as a hero is not the best hero at breaking base. Like, there's no trees in the enemy base to fight around. So, a big part of Fnatic's lineup isn't
You don't need to break the base. Just keep on farming. Get your Morphling 6 slotted and right-click the Rex.
I'm not disagreeing with you here.
Trust me, Fnatic knows how to play some Rat Dota, Lumi.
Well,
They haven't forgotten their roots.
Fnatic also lost a 97-minute game with a Morphling, so...
But the Zenith doesn't have Darkseer this game. They don't have the ultimate anti-carry at their disposal.
That's true. That's
Razor
true.
is like a nice single-target anti-carry. He doesn't get to make copies of everyone. He can't leak everyone's damage out.
Razor's also a level 11, which is unfortunate because so is Wisp. So... game was nice?
It's hard right now. Zenith will continue to defend and fight on for the time being. I mean, it's as long as your team's not like emotionally battered. I think Zenith's one of those teams that takes losses like this mostly in stride. They seem like a pretty kind of relaxed bunch for the most part. I mean, you have some slightly more hot-tempered players like Yamate on the team, but you know, a player like Ice, X Freedom, XY, even if the game's sort of lost, they'll play it out. They'll play out the hand and see what they can do. But I have to imagine at this point Zenith mostly thinking about game 2 and just kind of having fun with this one.
I don't know. Maybe they're thinking about winning it. I do want to point out that...
Every win matters, but how do you win this?
Well, we'll wait and see. I do want to point out that
Maybe
Era,
they can tell us.
Era has 0 fantasy points for whatever reason. And
I really need to bind that.
XY has negative 0.1. How is that also possible? I don't know.
Okay, so it's a carry Morphling. It's 5, 1, and 2.
So you get points for 5 kills, and you lose points for that 1 death, and then you also get points for your CS. I'm not sure where the CS is going, but you have more than 0 points.
I mean, it's a little strange that the Batrider's only negative or 0.2 points behind the Morphling, who's 5, 1, and 2.
I know, right?
The 0
well,
and 5
they're going to
bat.
initiate on the Era on the bot lane here. They're going to try to dump everything onto him. The relocate back out, but it gets canceled here. No, there's no relocate attempt.
Song is there, and in the end, he replicated out, so No Tail will go down with the ship here. I don't think he was needed, but he tries to secure his teammates' escape, and that's all she wrote.
Too much back rub. No tail. I got this myself. I don't need that one.
Era's like, stop rubbing my back, man! Get off!
That sounds... Oh, God.
So,
All right.
if you're Fnatic now, Trixie hasn't not left the top lane for a solid 10 minutes. He just keeps on pushing that lane. Morphling pushes the bottom lane. He farms the jungle. He farms the Ancients. They'll prep for the next Roshan. Or sorry, Roshan's still up, but they can get it now. Oh, by the way, Hani has a Shivas and his bots and a cloak. I mean, these heroes still have a lot of room to grow. That's the big thing for me for Fnatic is it's not like they top off anytime soon. Yes, they lost the 96-minute game. We're only 27 minutes in. They have 70 minutes to figure this one out.
All right, okay. I mean, we say this, pretty jokingly, so, no flames intended. But also, remember the LG int, the 30K push?
Yeah.
They also haven't hit 30K yet, so maybe they're trying to accrue some go before that big push comes.
Yeah, I think Fnatic are just playing this one safe. Every win is super important here. So you secure your 3rd win. You're 3-0 in Group A, and you've already taken down Na'Vi 2-0, one of the strongest teams in the group. Fnatic will have an inside track if they win this one out.
That
4-0.
confidence, I'm telling you. You 4-0 your first 2 opponents. Damn. Fnatic Dota, guys.
And can you imagine if Fnatic walks out of this group as one of the top 2 or 3 teams?
Nobody expects that, right?
I would say like maybe 1 out of every 10 people would have predicted that at best, if that. Because you already have DK, LGD, Na'Vi. Who didn't predict those to be the top 3 teams? It's still early, though. A lot could change.
Yeah,
It's only day
can
1.
change.
But it's hard not to get swept up in the hype here, because Fnatic are playing some phenomenal and very creative Dota.
Well, right now, Naga Siren Radiance is online, and they are going to split push every single lane. And again, I go back to what I say. Fnatic don't have the best base breaking lineup. They have Morphling, they have Weaver. These are pretty decent heroes doing so.
They've got a good sieging lineup. They don't just want to like beat their head against the tower. But, I mean, look at the tower. It's actually in deny range.
Yeah. I mean, against Siege, though, you have things like Dual Breath, you have Ice Path, you have Flame Break. You have enough AoE, but more importantly, you know, Ice, you talked about his micro. He is going to be hopefully microing those illusions and hopefully slow down the bush. Yeah, look at this micro of Delusion. They're going everywhere. They're riptiding away.
Yeah, he really is a fantastic micro player, and he'll stall the game for a long time. I just don't know where they're going with that stall, because even if he gets, say, a heart, the pure damage that comes out from a Timber Saw is probably enough still to kill illusions with a heart in like 2 rounds of Chakram. So these will help stall the game, but the illusions won't help you in the fights. You can get Radiance going back the other way for Fnatic. The Weaver has already picked his up anyway, so they can have a Radiance parked in each lane, and they're actually going to siege it out. They'll push this top lane now. The tower's in jeopardy. There is a glyph available. Shiva's is in. Hani zipping forward. They did lasso fly. There's a BKB up, though. Now the lasso's pops BKB's available. He pops it now. He's fishing for a black hole. He settles for Malphus. Brings down the bat. And while that's happening, the bottom lane's getting pushed in. Meanwhile, Chaos in the base. X-Freedom low, soon to fall. He gets brought down. The Rubik bites the dust. Now Fnatic diving the fountain. 29 minutes in. The Weaver able to time-lapse out at the last second. Now Trixie going back in. Fnatic really feeling their oats right now and just going for it. I think they could just back off and take racks, and that is what they're doing. But that's not what Hani's doing. Hani's diving the fountain again. He just won't leave. That's 3 heroes dead. They did it 3v5.
Yeah, I mean...
Because Era and No-Tail weren't there. They were bottom.
Well, they were also driving the... They busy Naga, right? They busy a couple of heroes by themselves on the bot lane, so... It wasn't a 3v5, it's more like a 3v4 on the top lane, but still, GG gets called out. They know when the game's done. They're getting double rack simultaneously at top and bot lane. Fnatic out-draft, can we say? Out-lane?
I like their draft a lot better. I like their lanes a lot better. And I think it was a complete package. Out-drafted, out-laned, outplayed.
Outplayed.
I would say Fnatic beat them in every stage of the game.
Yeah. I mean,
that's impressive.
When Enigma got lifted in that patch of trees, and we saw the Bat Rider coming, napalming up, 3-stack, 4-stack, I was like, oh man, this looked bad. And No-Tail just made a play, so that was the exclamation mark for me there.
Fnatic 3-0.
Yeah.
Oh, compendium check.
Yes.
I think I said. Oh, I can't remember what I said for that one.
I said no.
You said no.
I don't think any team should win by over 30K.
Well, honestly, I mean, because the thing is, if you're down 30K, normally you just GG out before then. But there's always the chance for a team to just hang on. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Game 1 to Zenith.
Yeah,
Fnatic.
Timbersaw wins one. Got picked quite a bit. I think his record's 2-1 today so far for the 3 games that he's played in. But
they're looking good, and I think the big thing is just it feels like a complete package. Good drafting, good laning, good execution. And on that note, Purge, Merlini, what about this Fnatic squad?
Well, not too surprising. We thought Fnatic was going to win the set, so they start off game 1 really strong. The first cool pick strategy that I've seen so far of TI, the Morphling Wisp, something I've never seen in a pub game before, and is really smart and simple, and works so well.
I think that Razor was not that great of a pick here, simply because the heroes on Fnatic were just too mobile. Timbersaw, Timber Chain out, Morphling can just wave out or replicate, Wisp can just tether away, and Weaver can just Sakuchi away. There's so many ways to dodge it. It wasn't really a bothersome problem at all. Usually, if you're a melee hero such as Lifestealer or Sven, you really have to worry about it because you're going to lose a lot of downtime or lose a lot of uptime if you have your BKB on or your Rage, and you desperately do not want that to happen. But with Morphling, he has a lot of spell damage. Even if you take all his damage, it's not that big of a deal. And the Wisp plus Morphling was pretty cool. Harkens kind of back to CM Morph that used to be a popular lane, and people would used to run it middle, and they played it very well. I'm impressed by Fnatic. Again, as LD and Lumi said, they're really well put together. They have somewhat interesting lineups, good laning. They don't make that many mistakes, and they had that one overextension where they lost to Aegis, but other than that, there aren't any WTF are you guys doing?
Yeah, that one seemed a little unlucky. It was like they waveformed in to jump on a support hero, and there were 4 heroes there ready for them, so they got a little crapped on there. But I also like the safe lane Timbersaw. I thought that was a great pick. Timbersaw is really strong once he hits level 6. He had maybe not as strong as normal because he had 2 levels of reactive armor instead of 1 or none. But
they couldn't do anything versus him.
Yeah, once you hit 6, you can. I've had experiences where I'll play an off lane versus a duel or a tri lane, and no matter how much farm I have, as soon as I hit 6, I can easily force the carry out of the lane because it's so mana efficient to throw your ulti. It's like 75 mana and you can do 200 pure damage, and that's like a free nuke.
That
for
hero's so
75.
good.
He's really
Like,
good.
he's
He
really
is.
good.
And if he snowballs like that and gets a soul booster in the Bloodstone, the damage output continues. You get tanky. You got extra movement speed from the boots of travel, and I mean you're not necessarily as mobile high ground, but as long as you continue
have
to
Wisp
use your
too.
ult, and you had a wisp, yeah. I mean they did use that sometimes. Morphling would be dead, and Wisp would come back and be like, okay, I'll just do Timbersaw instead.
Yeah.
I mean the whole strategy and their drafting really pulled together nicely.
They
It
just
was
had,
really cool.
they didn't even rely on Black Hole. That was the beauty of their strategy. Like they had Black Hole to fall back on in case they were worried about it, but like they just like ran away, scattered in all directions, even without Black Hole, and they just like completely destroyed
I
them.
barely remember Enigma at all in that game, honestly.
Yeah, it
I-
was
he
really
a non-factor.
Morphling, Wisp, and Timber.
I mean, he ganked and all, and I'm sure the guy did a great job, but he wasn't needed for them to win that game. It was really just they won their lanes with Morphling and Timbersaw, and Weaver did a pretty good job as well, and it's like they won all 3 lanes. That's how you win games, man.
Fnatic also has like a more well-rounded lineup. They don't put all their eggs in one basket, which is also nice.
Yeah.
And that's really important if you want a deep lineup so that you can do very well in this group stage. They're undefeated.
Yep, and I expect them to finish up the 2-0, but we'll see. The drafting is just about started, so unless you have anything else to add,
Nope.
can head it back to LD and Luminous.
Yeah, guys, we're going to take a very quick break because I need to grab a glass of water. But when we come back, we'll be live with Game 2 of Fnatic versus Zenith. Stay tuned.